everyone, it's Monica. Welcome back to Homeschool Voices. In today's video, we're going to talk about the difference between homeschool and school at home. What most of us do when we first start homeschooling is we just do what we know. We literally bring the whole public school structure right into our home and copy it. And we figure, hey, there's no bullying in our home except from big brother or big sister. There is no violence like you see in schools. We don't have certain agendas being taught by teachers who couldn't care less what the parents think. We don't have any of those problems, so great. And in a way, yes, great. I mean, it's really good that you took charge of your child's education and you said, we are sick of this stuff. We're going to bring our kids home and we're going to teach them. But I just want to help you understand the difference, because when you're first starting, you may not understand the difference. And I think one of the best ways for me to explain this is to just point out, just to remind you, that the average American reads at a 7th to 8th grade reading level. So the average American also goes to public schools. So public schools are failing the average American. The next logical question is, what about public schools results in a population where the average person reads at a 7th to 8th grade reading level? And I think a lot of people would say it's low expectations or maybe low parental involvement, things like that. And I think those things do play a part. But my personal belief is it is the structure of public school that results in a population where you have such low reading levels. We have a structure where for 13 years you have basically 4 subjects and you have kids read a chapter, memorize what's in it, and repeat it on a test. Okay, read, memorize, repeat. That whole process just sucks all of your time out. Just all of your time. So right there, it's bad. But there's another level to why this is really bad. There is this notion, right, that experts wrote these textbooks. You're not an expert. Okay? Now, you're going to just read what's in it and memorize it because the expert wrote it and they told you what was in it. Do not ask questions. Do not engage. Do not form an opinion. We will tell you what your opinion is. It's not just facts. They will often give you even opinions about things, and you're supposed to memorize it and repeat it on a test, basically. So it's this whole training human beings to blindly trust authority. I think that's dangerous. If you don't like what you see in the world with everybody talking about, well, the experts say this and the experts say that, you don't want to bring this system into your home. If you look on my Instagram, you will see a picture, and this is just for a snapshot in time, of a ton of books on my bed. And when do kids in public school get to read those books? If you are bringing public school into your home, and by that I mean you're copying the way public schools do things. You have a textbook for 3rd grade social studies, a textbook for 3rd grade math, a textbook for 3rd grade science, blah, blah, blah. Do your kids really have time to read a lot? Why is reading so important? I mean, I have a whole video on that. Actually, I'll link to that at the end, but it's kind of essential. I mean, let's just put it this way. If your average American is reading at a 7th to 8th grade reading level, they probably just don't read much. They've never gotten to a higher reading level because they just never read very much. If they're not reading very much, they're not engaging with ideas very often, most likely, for most Americans. Do you really want to bring a framework and a structure into your home that just copies the public school system, which has failed America? That reading level tends to correlate with people regularly engaging with big ideas, becoming people who are independent thinkers, who are not easily manipulated. So what's the alternative? Well, I'll tell you what I do, and there are lots of other approaches out there. What I do looks nothing like the public school system. So I have a link in the description. Check it out. It's a PDF. There are 4 different planner pages. You pick the one you like best. You print out 36 for the year. There's some more directions in there, okay? It's called a literature-based homeschool. My kids literally read, write, and do math projects, and then some music and foreign language. That's it. Now, under reading, we have fiction, we have science, we have history. My kids are old enough, they're 11 and 14 almost, and they pick what books they're going to read for science. I have a whole very organized bookshelf in the front room. They pick They pick what they're going to read for social studies. They pick what they're going to read for their fiction reading and for their logic reading. It's actually very easy on me. I have to check math. I have to do edits on their writing, and I have to discuss what they read. That's mainly what I do. Then that leaves open lots of time for me to be creative and try to inspire and read in front of my children. I think a lot of homeschool parents never even have time to read in front of their kids because they're implementing programs that suck all of their energy and time. They don't even have 30 minutes to sit and read in front of their kids and be a good example to their kids. So you have to think of, like, what are their priorities and what's important. And I have found being a good example, making sure my kids read a lot of books themselves, making sure that those basics are done really, really well. You have to carve out time for those. And when you carve out time for those, you find you don't really have a lot of other time for other things. So I have found that doing this literature-based education, using that PDF in the description, is what I needed to get those basics done and get them done well. And that's it. So you've got to think about, when you're looking at your curriculum and what you're doing, am I just copying public school? Now, I don't want to stress you out. Maybe you just spend a bunch of money on curriculum, but maybe as you move forward and next year, it's like I said, even if your kid is not in school and you're still copying public school, it's better than them being in public school. But as you move forward, start to ask those questions before you buy new things. Is this just copying the way public schools do things? If it is that okay? Is that going to result in a person that never has time to read with anything, and never has time to engage with the material? Are they going to always be rushing through it so they can get done quickly and never really settling in and getting into what they're doing? Just think about those things. That's all I have to say about that. I hope that hope it was enlightening. If you have any opinions or thoughts, I really want to hear them in the comments below. If you like this video, please click thumbs up. If you want to see more videos like this, please click subscribe and the notification bell next to it. In the meantime, happy homeschooling and have a great day.